So, one of the first things that we did when we moved in was, of course, to put my studio and closet together because I had to get to work. So, although the entire house isn't quite ready for me to show you, my work area and my closet are. So, one of the things that was key to looking for a house was making sure that it had a huge finished basement because I needed space to work, and I thought having my closet and as a designer, my workspace in the same area was kind of a dreamy idea. So I'm going to show you my closet and workspace. Let's go. Let's start in the closet. This is my closet. It is my happy place, my absolute joy. So, one of the things that you might notice is a little different than the other closet we had is that this one's a little bigger. And so it gave me a lot more room to hang clothes and add a couple more shelves for shoes. So I'm just going to quickly take you around the room. So this is my shoe wall. I have most of my shoes organized by color. As you can tell, I like my nudes and my animal prints. I love a black shoe. I love gold. And then I have a bunch of sprinkled colors and all kinds of things. I've quickly run out already. So I have some shoes on the floor. And I have some bags up over the top of my bookcases. And these were just regular bookcases from IKEA that we had gotten. And the really nice thing about the IKEA bookcases, these are the Billy bookcases, is that you can buy additional shelves. So usually when you get a bookcase, you get like 4 shelves. And I thought, well, I could squeeze a whole lot of shoes in here if I could just get some additional shelving. So I just ordered it and then just kind of placed them according to the height of my heels. So that gave me a lot of room. And as you can see, some have my shoes all facing the same way, front facing. And then what I've started to do is when I run out of room on a shelf, I just start to turn them one front and one back, and so that lets me add an additional pair of shoes to each shelf. And so as I run out of room, I just start, kind of twisting my shoes around. Then I have my jeans and pants on one wall. And then skirts towards the end. I have all of my button-up shirts, all of my sweaters, anything silky, all my silky tops, blazers, lightweight jackets, all of that kind of in one area, so it's easy for me to pick as I'm getting dressed. These baskets up on top I use to hold my belts, hats, knit hats, things like that, that I don't maybe necessarily use every day. My table is a whole lot of fun because I have my belts, the ones that I use most often. These are in heavy rotation, and so as I get a new one or maybe add one to my rotation, I kind of take out some, put them in my baskets and switch them out. I have my gloves because now that we're in the Midwest, I actually get to wear them. So I've owned them for a really long time, but in California I just didn't get to wear them. So now I get to wear them. I have my special clutches here so that I can see them. I usually have all of my colorful, sparkly things on my table because it makes me happy when I walk in and I see that. These here are actual kitchen islands from IKEA. Now this is a smaller one and then a bigger one, and I joined them because I was running out of space with my big one. And what I really like about the little one is that it accommodates all of my clutches and my small handbags, my wallets, and I can easily see what I have and pick out what I want. This little thing here I got at Target for like 39 bucks, and I like it because I can sit down and I can pick out what shoes I'm going to wear and then kind of just sit and put my shoes on without having to fumble around. Let's see. Here I have my sweaters and like my moto jackets, some of my coats, anything that I have and wear often. We have a coat closet upstairs in the house, and that kind of holds some other stuff, but this is kind of like my usual coats and sweaters that I wear. I have all of my special bags here, so I keep all of my favorites really low so I can switch them out quickly. On this side here, I have all of my dresses, anything that's really long, overalls, maxis. I have pretty much all of my dresses, most of what I've made and most of what I bought all hangs here. And then towards the back, I have all of my lightweight tops. You know, anything that's layered that I can use to layer, I have towards the back. And then I just can easily see what I have all the time without having to really search. And then this here is where I have all of my sunglasses. And then I have a few more in there. And this here is kind of that DIY that I just posted on the blog. So if you haven't seen it, just go to www.mimigstyle.com and you'll be able to see. This was a really quick DIY. It's just a canvas print with some nail heads, and it was an easy way for me to hang and display all of my lightweight, really delicate necklaces. At the bottom of this one, I have more handbags. I also have some scarves and some Steve Madden shoes and things that I keep down here. Those are all kind of my summer things. So like all of my sandals and things during the seasons I switch out. So I have sandals there, and then I have sandals up top as well in that box up there. And then my table. It's kind of like shopping a boutique. So when I get dressed, I can kind of look at my table and see, oh, you know, what do I want to wear? What watch? What necklace? Whatever. So it's all really easy to see, really easy to find, and it makes a really great display. These are really cheap. I got them at Michael's. They were like $8 a piece, and it's just a really great way to have your bracelets and your necklaces visible, if you have the space, of course, and it was really kind of inexpensive. And I have scarves and things that I hang here. These are the ones that I use often, so these are kind of like my favorites. Anything that's a real favorite of mine, I keep visible, I keep out so that I can see. And then on the floor here, I have more shoes. These are kind of just flats and things that I wear very rarely. I don't really wear a lot of flats, but when I do wear them, these are kind of like my favorites. So this is my closet. This is where I kind of come and look around and spend time kind of piecing what the looks are going to be for the blog. I kind of work out my weekly looks, and it makes it a whole lot easier to be able to walk into my closet and do it. So I hope you've enjoyed. Now let's go look at my workspace. So I go from closet to work. This is my studio. This is where I work, this is where I design, this is where I film, this is where I sew, this is where I do everything. It's kind of like my own little tiny apartment inside of our home. So as you can see, I like pink, if you couldn't tell. This is my personal sewing area, so this is where I sew, kind of my own garments. This is where I try out new styles, work out samples. I have all of my patterns hanging behind me, so it's easy for me to grab and work. This is actually from the conference. So every year I have a yearly conference, if you don't know. And this is one of the conference signs that we have, and I like to have it here because it reminds me kind of an accomplishment. I'm really proud of my annual conference, and so it's nice to look at it. And then, as you can see, I have my Simplicity patterns on my wall. That is another really proud moment for me. Those are the first two designs of my Simplicity collection, so they are easily viewable to me, so I can see them and feel inspired. Then I have my pattern cabinet. So this is where I have all of my patterns. I have a lot of commercial patterns. It's what we do a lot of sew-alongs with, and so all of these are filled with patterns, as you can see. And these were actually just raw wood. They had no color, no paint, no anything, so my husband painted them for me and we changed out the hardware. I have my TV because I have to have a TV on when I'm working. I like having, even if I'm not watching it, I like having the sound, so it's usually on Law & Order SVU. And so I always have that on. I'm listening to it or watching it. And also I have Netflix on here, so that's really handy. The cutting table, this is actually one of my favorite things in the room because as a designer, I always struggled with having a small table in our space before, and so now being able to have a really big cutting table makes it a lot easier for me to draft patterns, for me to cut big pieces of fabric. And my husband built this for me. This is, you know, those little cubby furniture things that you can get like at Lowe's or Home Depot. You put them together and you buy these little cubby things to put in there. And so what he did was he joined them all together to create the base of my table, and then we got this really heavy particle wood to put on top and covered it with drop cloth, which is just a painter's drop cloth, but it works really well. And it makes for a fantastic table. It doesn't move, it's sturdy. Some of my favorite things in the room are this big mirror, because I can look at it and be like, you know, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? It makes me really happy, and the white against my pink wall is like, oh, it really stands out and makes me happy. And then this painting here is one of my favorites because it's a painting of a Chanel bag, duh. And it's just really cool. I love art, I love graphics, and so that just really makes me happy when I look at it. This little thing here is from IKEA. I love this. It's actually for their kitchen department, but I think it's like one of the craftiest things I've seen. It helps keep my rulers and scissors and everything in order, and it makes it easy for me to grab as I am drafting or, you know, pattern making or whatever. This is really cool because we got it, and it was, I think, coral before we spray painted it gold so that it just kind of fit the room more, and I use it to hold all of my rulers. This is my work area, so this is where I make calls, take conferences, you know, email, blog, everything. Everything happens here. So this is my office. I have 2 desks, which makes it easy because I have, you know, when my assistant flies in for, you know, a couple of days, she and I can both sit and work at the same desk and get a lot of things done. And so I have, you know, a lot of fashion artwork on my walls. Anything that's pretty pink is, you know, is good for me. I have a chair. This is one of my favorite chairs. I got it a really long time ago. It's been in our bedroom, it's been in my craft room, it's been in different parts of the house, and now it's here with me again. And in case you didn't notice, I love chevron. You've probably seen a whole lot of it on the blog. So then we have this little seating area. So sometimes I just sit and I watch TV, or if I'm on the phone and I don't want to sit at my desk, I kind of just sit here. I take a couple of calls. Sometimes I take a nap if I'm tired. And when my kids come down, you know, when I'm working, my husband or the kids come down and they can all sit here with me while I work and kind of just keep me company. And then behind me is the filming area. So this is where all of the tutorials get filmed. This is where I do a lot of my YouTube videos. I do anything that's on camera happens in this little space here, which is really great because before we had my filming area and my work area was one space, and that was really hard because if I was working on something and then had to film, I had to clean up, put everything away, take out the cameras and the lights and everything. And now this entire space is just set up. It's in essence our studio, and it stays this way. All of the lights are set up. And it just makes it really easy because when we have to film, we can just flip a switch. My husband takes control of the camera and we're ready to go. So this is like, oh, so perfect. It really makes a huge difference with how much I can get done in a day. And then lastly but not least is kind of like the, I don't know, living area, I guess. It's become the assistant quarters. So when my assistant comes into town, this is where she sleeps. I have a full refrigerator, and we have a full bathroom and shower in here. It's not painted or ready yet, so I'm not going to show it to you, but there is a full bathroom and shower and everything, so when she comes or when we have guests, they can sleep comfortably here, and they have their own fridge and their own bathroom, and then, you know, I have a mirror and some artwork and little cubbies to hide things that I don't necessarily want seen. You know, a bunch of arts and crafts things are in there, and things for the kids to play with when they're down here. And then behind, or in front of me here, is the this little elephant that I really like. I got it at this store called At Home, and I loved it because it was textiles and it was sewn and stitched together. So I thought it was adorable. I had to bring it home. And really that's all there is to it. So this is my space. This is you know, where I work and where I get dressed and where I come up with brilliant ideas to share with you guys. And so you'll start seeing a whole lot of this space when I start filming some more. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.